I want to show you one of the left's great leaders, one of the great thought leaders, who was asked a question, and this is a 2-minute answer that she gave by someone about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and what can be done about it. And I want to show you her brilliant answer. Of course, I'm talking about AOC, the darling of the left, the socialist elite. These are the brains that they have on their side.
So what actions do you think can be taken to support movements towards peace, both between Israelis and Palestinians, as well as within the entire region, such as the Abraham Accords?
Yeah, so, earlier just now, you and I were talking about the what and the how.
Yes.
And I think that when we talk about establishing peace, centering people's humanities, protecting people's rights, it's not just about the what and the end goal, which often gets a lot of focus. But I actually think it's much more about the how and the way that we are coming together and how we interpret that what and how we act in the actions that we take to get to that what. And so what this really is about is that it's a question more than anything else about process. And so we really need to make sure that we are valuing a process where all parties are respected and have, a lot of equal opportunity to really make sure that we are negotiating good faith, et cetera. That being said, I think that there's just this one central issue of settlements, because if the what that has been decided on is to state, then the action of settlements it's not the how to get to that what. And so, I think that that's a central thing that we need to make sure that we center and that we value Jewish and rather we value Israeli. We value the safety and the human rights of Israelis. We value the safety and the human rights of Palestinians in that process that is similar and that on equal footing. And so all of that is extremely important in that process.
This is the person that you want to run for Senate, for the president eventually. It's terrible. But what's even worse than that is that a leftist, somebody who is anti-war, had the cops called on him. The CHP showed up at his house because of a tweet that he made. Describing her answer is incredibly underwhelming, to say the very least. And honestly, probably the worst part about this is the fact that his Twitter account, his Twitter handle, had no name to it, had no distinguishing characteristics. What this means is that the federal authorities, the police, went to Twitter to get his private information. The peons at Twitter had to have read his tweet and still decided to cooperate with the government over this, meaning that no matter what you say on Twitter, you're going to be exposed. If you can be exposed to the federal government, to the police, for saying that her speech was underwhelming, to say the very least, for this critical approach, the cops are called, and Twitter essentially doxes you by giving them your information. What chilling effect is this going to have? Are we living in communist China? Is this not chilling for your free speech, for your ability to express your own opinions on various items? I find it underwhelming that Twitter and Jack Dorsey, who are supposedly proponents of free speech, would do this. Now, maybe they were coerced in some way by the government. Maybe we are living more and more in a police state that wishes to use social media and the data that you leave behind to come down on you. I never thought that I had much to hide. I never thought that social media would be a big deal and that giving me away my data was tantamount to an inherent risk to my life. I'm now starting to reconsider that position. And this is the evidence that I provide for you, and to second guess whether or not you should use Twitter. And nevertheless, bringing it back to this brainiac AOC who has issued these profound statements about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This is what we have to look forward to in terms of our politicians. This is what the left is embracing. So thank you, everybody who decided that you would give up all your rights regarding coronavirus, all the people that are calling for you to mask up at all times, even after you've had the vaccine injected into you. This is what we have to look forward to. More and more people embracing the authority of the state rather than individual autonomy, individual rights. We have to coalesce and agree with this 1984 Orwellian government where we dare not even question and respond to our thought leaders. AOC, the brilliant politician. Believe me, I think that she's absolutely brilliant. AOC, please don't investigate me, because you're a brilliant soul. But the moment that we do, not that I'm doing it, we get doxxed and the police visit our house for the mere crime of saying that it was underwhelming at the very best. Her speech. Peace and blessings, everybody. This is what we have to look forward to. I'm sending a warning shot over the bow as I always do. Hopefully a few of you will thumb up this video so that it spreads to other people so that we're aware of this inherent threat to our civil liberties. Peace and blessings, everybody.